Everyone's a winner, baby, that's the truth. Making love to you with such a thrill. And I'm doing my victory dance in honor of Johnny Depp today because the man just went and did it. He became the victor in a horrible 6-week-long court case against his former ex, Amber Heard, the squawking parrot, the woman with the crocodile tears all over her face. And apparently, Amber Heard's acting agent even said, or acting coach said, that she has a very hard time learning how to cry. Wow, we get those tears ready for your big Hallmark movie, Amber Heard, because that's the only work you're only going to ever get in future. Somebody else who's still craving and grifting like it's going out of fashion, Anita Sarkeesian. Pro-feminist. She's a she and a they or whatever on Twitter. I don't really give a crap, to be honest. She's a media critic. And of course, she, like anybody else, is entitled to have their say on whatever, just like I do. Are we always right? No. Can we be engaging? Maybe. But in the case of Sarkeesian, she's a very odd person, and I'm putting that very politely. 2014, when that whole Gamergate thing erupted, and she was part of that, like, oh, you female characters in video games, they're too sexy, they don't have any agency, they're there to be eye candy. Well, I happen to like eye candy, Miss Anita Sarkeesian, and if that eye candy happens to be sexy, intelligent, can kick ass, what's wrong with that? But she found a lot of things wrong with that. She had this gamers versus tropes thing that was really weird. She even picked on a Zelda game to illustrate her point, which I just thought, oh my, what is this woman doing? Feminist Frequency was a YouTube channel she set up, which was big when it started out, but has seen a spectacular drop in figures ever since. Now, since the whole victory for Johnny Depp was announced over 12 hours ago, Anita went on Twitter and said the following. Now, brace yourself, this is a level of cringe I thought I'd never ever see, but coming from Miss Sarkeesian, well, why am I not surprised? And again, Sarkeesian is a fake nerd. She knows nothing about video games. It's like telling somebody in the street that if, as a fake nerd yourself, that you think Spider-Man comes from the DC universe. So she's that level of cringe. Now, this is what she says. This is so spectacularly effed up, I can't even fully grapple with the levels of misogyny on every single level of this process, starting with domestic violence and abuse and ending via legally vindicated gaslighting. No one's actually saying that, Anita, and first of all, the whole world was on Johnny's side because they could see that he was the victim here, not the other way round. Not every DV case that comes out into the public spotlight has to be on a certain gender side. Now, another thing that Anita said here, which I thought was very strange, the wide-scale celebration and joy of a survivor being gaslit is horrifying. If a rich white woman can't even be believed, what about all the by persons of color, queer, disabled folks, working class, and other marginalized survivors supposed to feel? So what does the color of Amber Heard's skin have to do with her winning or losing? I have no idea what she's talking about there. A person of color who happens to be by whatever, again, what does it have to do if they were in the shoes of Amber Heard? Again, makes no sense at all. And look, she's only had 3 comments, 749 retweets, and only 264 likes. A pure grifter in and out. And oh, I like this as well. You will blame toxic video games for that too now. Fantastic. Well said. And her colleague here, Moira Donegan, a jury has sanctioned Johnny Depp's abuse of his ex-wife, punishing her for speaking about her experiences of abuse. This will silence women, and it's meant to. It's not meant to silence women at all. That is far from it. And in fact, I was surprised to even see this chain of tweets here. I mean, if you just look at what's going on, it is pretty mad. So Raj Sharma, and cheers to these guys as well as other witnesses who came forward and dared to tell the truth. He did it. Hashtag Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. Truth wins. Camille Vasquez, of course, she's the awesome lawyer that was the defense lawyer for Johnny Depp, and she really tore the house down. And now I'm just going to go through these tweets quickly. Amber, I noticed that you blocked comments. What happened to the First Amendment and freedom of speech? And Amber Heard has this heartbreaking statement here. I'm just going to read a bit of it because it's so utterly cringe. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. You know that she hasn't written this. It's her lawyer that's done this because the eloquence of the language is something that Amber Heard is incapable of writing. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. Did I not just read out something very similar to this a few moments ago? No, you're upset because Johnny Depp actually proved to be the person who was being abused, and there's proof that he has been abused by you, Amber Turd. So why are you coming out with this BS statement about, well, it's going to set things back? You're absolutely... Oh, I'm furious. There, Disney, you done effed up. You fired Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean, despite Jack Sparrow carrying the whole ass franchise. That's absolutely true. Jade Mayer, not only did Johnny Depp win in the public's eye, and that's actually a very good point as well, because all the public all over the world were on Johnny's side, but he won in the court of law. Justice has been served, finally restoring this good man's name and reputation. We love to see it. There's my guy right there. Give him a bit of a heart. Tell the world, Johnny. He did. He told the truth. Yes, yes, yes. Sophie L., he won in the court of public opinion. He won in the court of law. Justice has been served, and now he can finally have his name and reputation back. Maruna Ravi, as a feminist, my pet peeve was about equality. Unlike what most people think, feminism is not female dominance. Well, try telling Anita Sarkeesian that. It's about equal rights and justice. Justice was served right today, and at the same time felt the pain of real abuse victims. Yep, she's obviously talking about Johnny Depp there. Oceana, this is not a setback for women. We still believe the victims. We just didn't believe you. Oh, ouch, ouch, oh, smack that down. Probably the wrong term of phrase to use there, but you know what I meant. So, Johnny Depp is going to have a long, great weekend. He's actually over here in the UK playing concerts. He did a gig with Jeff Beck not too long ago. I don't know if Johnny Depp is going to be here for the Queen celebrations, but it's great news. I think that Hollywood owes him an apology, and I think he'll get it. I don't think he'll go back to Pirates of the Caribbean at all. I mean, he did say he'll never go back, but he could change his mind just to kind of restore that franchise. And you know what? It's kind of a victory that Disney needs right now, because I don't actually think he might do it, because you've seen all the allegations about what certain Disney people do in terms of that imaginary world, that thing I talked about a few weeks ago. So I don't know if he'll go back on those grounds, but he could equally appear in another pirate-themed film that's not to do with the Pirates of the Caribbean. He might re-team with Gore Verbinski and do something like that. I heard that he's going to be in Beetlejuice 2, which seems to be a confirmed thing by Tim Burton. So if that actually happens, I cannot wait. The thing is, there's going to be such a big sway of well-wishing and support for Johnny Depp like never before. It doesn't mean we're going to see him back in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I mean, that franchise nobody cared about, because J.K. Rowling, for all the bad takes and the occasional good takes that she has, she's not a screenwriter. So folks, I am running out of elation here. I'm glad, I'm really happy that Team Depp won. It had to win. So anyway, folks, if I were you, check me out on my next video, and whatever you're doing this weekend, let's raise a glass of whiskey, a couple of Jack Daniels and Cokes maybe, in both hands, and celebrate the victory that is Johnny Depp.